Okay, garden update for August the 1st. No, today's August the 2nd of 2026. Just forewarn you, I don't know, my growth is slow this year, even though it looks crazy. So, bunching onions, feverfew, catnip, really hot peppers. They get red. Chamomile. Not mug wormwood, right there. And then down here, cherry bulb. Cherry bulb. And then back here, can't really see back there, but here we have all this birdhouse gourd and green beans I started recently over here, maximizing that space. Coming around on this side, calendula, strawberry, pepper, not doing great. These are storage tomatoes. Maggie gave me these seeds, and they're pretty interesting. Might want to look those up. This is brand new this year. Storage tomatoes. You don't let them turn red. They're like that one right there is ready to go. Actually, just like that, they're ready to go, but they store for months. A lot of calendula, a lot of peppers, peppermint, dill, tomato going crazy. That was neighbored itself. And then we got some summer squash growing over here. Here's the fig tree. It hasn't moved. It's had figs on it that I don't think are going to ripen because they've been on there since spring. And then we got the sunflower, and these beans here are soybean, edamame, otherwise known. And then some more tomatoes, chard, and we got more peppers. Over here, a little borage is coming up. I say little because borage gets huge and it's aggressive. Down here, that is this is a purple wisteria plant. I got one bloom. I got that one from Aldi's. It's perennial. It'll keep growing. And once it gets its chance, not this year, but it'll come back. And here's some lavender, alfalfa, more peppers, a cool looking chard, and it looks like chamomile's coming up there. And then over here, this is tobacco over top of a bush rosemary sedum, more catnip because I have cats. However, something sad has recently happened. Here's Thai basil, my favorite. I love this Thai basil. I love Thai food, and this is just absolutely a wonderful taste when it comes to putting this into lemonade. Thai basil lemonade, Thai basil limeade, oh my gosh. So I have went hog wild on it, and I have grown it like everywhere. I have like 20 plants growing in the house that I'm going to bring out when I'm not doing 300 other things. And more peppers over here. We got these little tiny flowers that are blooming. I don't know what those are, but they were given to me by a fellow master gardener. There is lamb's ear. There is, as you can see, this whole side of my front fence, that's all watermelon. There is a neighbored tomato that's, I'm not pulling it out, I'm letting it grow. And over here, I've harvested this year so far lemon balm twice, but it grows back. It's quite prolific, and I'm going to harvest more. And this is a different type of rosemary, which I'm loving this one. This is the one that grows up straight. It's not bushy. This will grow into a tree. It is perennial here. Bee balm. And chocolate mint galore. Oh, I don't really care for chocolate mint too much. And then here is lavender. It's trying to find its way out of the jungle here. And then over here in this bed, it's actually a round bed, you just can't see because of that watermelon. These are Pekino peppers. You gotta love them. More basil, that's Italian basil. Pekino pepper. And this one here is the cayenne pepper. And then back there we have, I'm not sure if that's wax or, I don't think it's wax. I think those are going to be these are just like they were all supposed to be sweet red banana peppers, because I have a certain recipe I like to can with those, and they're meanie weenies. Oh my gosh, peppers and weenies. But I don't like the hot ones, so I'm growing these so I specifically can can them for the winter time, because it's such a yummy recipe. And here we have cherry tomatoes, ground cherries that are trying to peek their way up over here. You see them? See that yellow? So you come in carefully, and I'll show you. I just love the ground cherry, and it doesn't get much attention, and I don't know why. But you open it, once these pods, these little lanterns, turn yellow, and well, brown is really what you want them to turn, and they're really sweet. And then you just, what is that? That is the ground cherry. It tastes like, I don't know, it's just hard to tell. Honey, dew, and pineapple all in one. Oh my gosh. And Starburst all in one. And you can see, that one's laying there saying, I'm ready for you to eat me. And the birds really don't care for these, because, they're in a husk. They're protected, no bugs. They're totally clean when you eat them. And asparagus, sage, and here, look, see what I'm talking about? Yes, it's like, this was a huge, I whacked this whole borage down, and of course, it's just reseeded itself. It's coming back. And then over here, that is Another perennial herb, and this is what oregano looks like when it's all blooming and then goes to seed. See the seed pods, and they'll reseed, and then it will take off again and again. And then got these sunflowers I planted everywhere, and I'm telling you, the birds are absolutely loving them. It's definitely plant them for the birds. Let them get fat for the winter. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, that's a sugar baby watermelon, and I would say it's almost ready. And then over here, more Thai basil back there. This is the fig tree. It's the celestial, and it did die in the winter. And it was all dead wood. I cut it down, came up from the base. This is all new growth. And this is all new growth this year. Like, it's growing, and it's putting on fig. It's fruiting. And then over here, I grabbed up some purslane and started growing it over here. I love that in rice. It tastes like asparagus, and it's very healthy for you. There's some beans growing up. We have these. These are the big tomatoes that I love. They're kind of beefy. They are really watery, a lot of seeds, but they get as big as a man's hand. They're yellow, and the center is red. It's really sweet and acidic. That's how I like my peppers. This pepper plant right here, and this is a pepper plant that I overwintered from last year, and it's the hybrid one that grows the miniature bell peppers. More chiba beans, more ground cherry. Let's see. Oh, and then here, this is more of the cherry bomb. This was a gift from one of the growers at Capitol Market. It's the guy that's there every single year. And if you give him good business, he gives you good business. This was a gift. And this is lemon eucalyptus. And let me tell you, if you barely touch that, it has so much oil on it and smells of citronella, so strong, like so much more strong than like the candles they sell to get rid of mosquitoes. So I'm pretty excited. A eucalyptus lemon. It's also known as a gum tree, because they get like 35 feet, and they're not. You can't leave these outside in the winter. You got to bring them in and overwinter them. Hence, they're still in the bucket. This tree is growing, and that's the peach tree over there. This one, I do believe, might end up being the black cherry. And this, I think, is going to be the plum tree, the purple plum. And then over here this is probably the green gauge plum. And then down here, there's some summer squash, cosmos, my favorite, and then columbine, which it grows every year. Hibiscus, it grows every year. Here's Carolyn's sunchokes that were choking out the sun, literally. And if you can see, my pergola is 9 feet high. This is taller than the pergola. And I plan on, since it does grow these stalks, which you can see I've trimmed all the way down to the base. When they dry, I'm going to cut them off at the base. When they flower and they're finished flowering, I'm going to cut them off at the base, because up there's going to be all sorts of these shoots that you can see that are forming. They'll have big yellow flowers, and they'll bring all the pollinators to the yard, as they're already coming to the yard. But I am going to harvest the stalks and dry them and use them, for different projects like bamboo. They won't be as strong as bamboo. Here's my area. This is where I've trimmed them, and I'm letting this dry so that I can add it to my compost. Over here along this, we have cucumbers and green beans growing so that they will grow up the trellis. Here we have this is a hardy kiwi, acai tree, and vine, and one beside it. The one beside it's been here for, since spring, but it didn't like where it was growing. I transplanted it over here, and this is an older one they were getting rid of, and so I grabbed that up, and now we've got new growth on that. It's only been in the ground a week, but this will end up growing more aggressively than the grapes. And the grapes get black rot. I don't know if you can see it, but it's in the plant, like it's in the vine. It doesn't matter. It's a fungal infection. I have it every year. I've already cut off hundreds of clusters. There's no sense in teasing me, because they turn black and dehydrate and die. Here is a tomato plant, and I have, let's see, sweet potatoes growing. Something about the sweet potato I want to mention is, instead of growing it on the trellis like I always have, it's better to actually grow them on the ground, because every node puts off a root which will go into the ground and create another set of sweet potatoes. So keep that in mind. Don't grow them on the trellis. They are pretty though on the trellis. And over in that garden, they love the trellis, because I should say the deer love the trellis. But yeah, I started just letting them go crazy, so that way I can get more sweet potatoes. And here we have butter crunch. It's going to seed. The squash is done. All the squash, like the pumpkins, as you can see, they're done for me here, simply because I grow a lot of squash because it stores and it's a large food supply. But the squash plant, they're susceptible, and this one got it got the worm in it at the bottom. I know what it's called, but I cannot recall it. Up there, we have a birdhouse gourd plant that is growing up there, and I have intention to let the vine grow, simply because I want this little area here to be more private. I like my privacy, and I like the shaded areas, creating, this was already a part sun area, this whole area here. But look what I'm talking about, that shade. Now here we have this is a pumpkin tree growing. It's pretty massive, and it grows pumpkins. Have you ever seen a tree to grow pumpkins? Pretty cool. Wait, but there's more. It's growing more than pumpkins, I believe. Oh, yeah, look. It's also growing candy, Georgia candy sugar roasters. I'm actually letting the squash. I was advised against this, but I had to experiment, and it's really cool. I've already pruned this. This is actually a nectarine tree, and I like it to be canopy because this is, but I have to prune it often. So I have not pruned this. I've already pruned it since the spring, like 4 times. I ended up cutting off pruned all of the nectarines off because for some reason I was rushing, trying to get everything done before my family came to visit, and I cut off all the nectarines because they are camouflaged. So I turned it into a pumpkin gourd, tree here. And that's how we're doing things, but I expect with the pressure of the weight of the pumpkins and the gourds that it will keep my canopy down. So even though I'm not pruning it because I can't even find it in all of this, it's weighing the new growth down to keep it at a canopy. And then when these pumpkins are done, you can see they're on their way because they're starting with the white mildew and everything. They're almost finished, but I've gotten a lot of pumpkins. And here is my, I call this my cool bed because things that like to grow in like not direct sun are growing back here. However, tomatoes found their way back here, and I have chives, but I have a lot of seed planted in there. I expect them to be coming up as well soon. And I'm trying to intentionally grow plantain in here because plantain grows like a weed everywhere, but I want it clean because I also want it for my salads. And here, a little close up, I took dried beans from the pantry and sprinkled those around, and they're growing. And then over here I have only 2 cucumbers. It's not going to be a big cucumber year, but I'm okay. I don't care. I can go buy cucumbers at the farmer's market and pickle them if I need to. And more basil. Here's another tomato plant. Over here, I have my composter. There's blackberries growing. Behind the composter is raspberries growing. They're not fruiting right now. And then we'll go to the back area. If I can get this birdhouse gourd off. Birdhouse gourds, by the way. All the other squash plants have the hair on them. These have hair, but it's soft. Very soft. Layla, get out of there. Okay, so, yeah. These guys aren't happy. I don't know. They're not like an heirloom or true seed. This is just a grocery store pepper plant. I threw seeds out, and they somehow took. Got zinnias, more summer squash over there. That little light plant here. This is funny. That's a lemon tree from a lemon from Kroger's. This is my upflow bog filter. And then here's some of these pretty vining plants, ornamental, not edible, but they put off these flowers and they grow up the trellis. And there's some over there too. And here's another example of the beans I just threw in as an experiment. It's like I made a 16 bean soup, but I washed too many beans, so I put them out here. And here they just started growing. nasturtium. Back here I have just things I've put back here. This is this hardly ever gets any sun, so basil really likes sun, but the globe basil is actually chilling back here. So I'm cool with that because it's my favorite culinary basil. Delicious. And little tomato plant got out. There's chives. We have the blackberries, and we have sweet potatoes growing everywhere. And you see the blackberries. And my dogs are getting ready to fight because I left the gate open, didn't realize they were both out here. So I'm going to ignore them. They only fight with me around. Here is a candy roaster. More candy roasters. Grows up on my trellis. Move it! Oh. They're still trying to fight. There's Layla trying to be aggressive. I can't stand it. It makes me sick. Like I'm hiding over here. Okay, here's my marshmallow plant. And there's my parsley. There's lemongrass growing out of the bog filter. Now I'm going to stop filming because they're actually getting ready to fight.